Hello guys, welcome back to Guys Being Dudes podcast number 1. If you saw part 1 of the video, then you know our camera battery died, so this is part 2, continuing. He left off Evil Within, that was number 4. I feel like you discussed enough with it. You want to?
Yeah, I felt like I covered everything. I felt like, you know, it made my top 5 for Game of the Year because it was just, I felt like it was a step in the right direction for that genre. I felt like it was a great action game as well as a disturbing horror game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, number 3.
Okay, moving on to my number 3. I believe this is your number 5, if I'm not mistaken. South Park Stick of Truth.
Oh, wow, you put it up at 3.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that game.
Okay.
It was a fantastic game. We already talked about it in part 1, but yeah, just, you know, crazy game, just insane, doesn't care what it says, who it offends. Just basically...
Writing's great, gameplay's great.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just an enjoyable... It's not too long, clocking in at
like,
about...
I'd probably say 8 to 10 hours maybe, if you go through main story missions, which is a good length, you know, most games.
It does have side stuff, but it's not this huge, expensive, like, I don't know, Skyrim side quest.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, little things to do around in this town of South Park.
Yeah.
And it's really fun, it's really interesting, and it's a great game.
Yeah, so having played it, pick it up, fantastic game, awesome. A reason to go back to your 360 or PS3 if you haven't.
Definitely.
Alright, so your number 3?
My number 3 is Shadow of Mordor.
Ooh, whew. Love
Good game.
Fantastic.
Good game because the game surprised me. I didn't expect it to be that good.
Yeah.
Like, really, really good. It's Shadow of Mordor is about you play as a ranger. I forget his name. Do you know
The Thalion?
Italian.
Yeah.
And he gets killed. His family gets killed. So this spoilers at the beginning of the game. He gets killed. His family gets killed, and one of Sauron's black hands puts a curse on him, and he is cursed by a wraith. So him and this wraith are working together to basically find out. The wraith is trying to find out what happened to him, and Talion is trying to get revenge.
Right.
So they're working together, and it's just a really awesome action game. It's takes elements from Assassin's Creed. It takes elements from what other games?
Oh, well, like Assassin's Creed, as far as like the combat goes and like the climbing of the environments.
I feel like the combat is the Assassin's Creed mix with like Batman, where it's kind of like the Y is the time, you're timing, you're countering. It's very free flow combat where it's just stringing one guy together after stringing one hit after another hit after another hit after another hit.
Yeah,
and combos.
Like the whole Batman move where you vault over enemies and you know, just stringing together combos, like you already said. And it's really a gory game, very graphic.
Yes, which I loved.
Yeah, it's real awesome. I would not play it if you know, you're real queasy, I guess you could say, and because there's a lot of blood and heads being chopped off all the time. Nearly every finish of the game is an orc's head being chopped off, which I really enjoyed. I thought it was so badass.
That was awesome, and I really liked how they went that extra mile to show that this is a gritty, hardcore game. That this is you know, this is a game for adults. This is a game for people who really, really enjoy that Middle Earth. You know, because in the Lord of the Rings movies, it wasn't rated R, but there was always gruesome, you know, heads were being cut off and people were being stabbed.
Right.
And I feel like they went that extra mile to show us that, and I felt like that was a really, really good thing that they did that because it fleshes out everything so much more.
Yeah, it really stuck to his roots for the movies.
Definitely.
And really an interesting aspect of the game that I really enjoyed, that I hadn't really seen in any particular game before, was I guess orcs, after you kill them, you know, they're exterminated from, I guess, like the world, and then there's another orc that replaces them, and they all have independent names. Like they all have individual names. Like remember, there's like one like Bard the Warmonger, or just like silly things like that.
A bunch of weird names.
And what happens if one of them kills you? They actually move up in rank,
which
is a real bitch to deal with, because you can have one orc that kills you, he gets promoted to captain, and then 50 of his other fucking friends get promoted to fucking war chief and captains, and it just becomes a big pain in the ass. It really just fucking gets you when you die, because hey, not only that one guy kill you, you get fucking promoted to war chief.
Challenging game.
Yeah, it's like everybody gets fucking promoted. So that was real cool. I really enjoy that. You know, it's really interesting to see that, because again, no other game has done anything close or similar to that before.
Yeah, and then touching on what he's saying, talking about the Nemesis system, where it's basically, like you said, if an orc kills you, he rises up in the ranks. There's a whole ranking system. There's captains, there's chiefs, and then there's war chiefs. There's it's just this big class system of orcs, and you essentially, as you go through the game, you get powers and you get different stuff to control that class system of orcs, and you get to take over orcs' minds, and you get to do really, really cool shit, assassinate the top leaders, and then I mean the Nemesis system is something that I've never seen in games before. I mean, maybe it has been in other games, but I've never seen it. And the way they did it, man, it was awesome. And like you said, it really made you feel the pain of dying, because when you die, fuck, dude. I mean, it's that orc is talking shit, and then he becomes a captain. Yeah. Next thing you know, he's at the top of the top, and he's hard as fuck to kill. I mean, it was an awesome game, and I thought that Nemesis system really fleshed it out even that much more. Yeah. Because it really felt like Lord of the Rings. It was a gritty Lord of the Rings game, which I really, really liked.
Yeah, another thing that I really liked about Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor was that it didn't stick to a linear story. Just going through chapter, level. It was an open world game, open world environment. Mm-hmm. So you could go through and explore the world of Middle-earth. I thought that was really, really well done. There were side quests for you to do. You level up, get different abilities, different perks. I'm really glad that they went with that route instead of a linear story.
Yeah, definitely. The open world makes it that much more grand. Makes it that much more expansive. The scale is bigger, and the enemies you fight, it's not just orcs. Or Yoriks, whatever they're called. It's you got your Caragors, which are like the big ass beasts, and then you got your what are the other ones?
You got like ghouls.
Ghouls.
And they got those big ass dudes. I forgot what their name were.
Me too. I can't remember right now.
Yeah, but they're like. So all the Lord of the Rings fans are probably hating us right now, but the big fucking beasts that they bring into war, they're riding their backs. They go in and like break down barriers and stuff. I forgot the names of them, but you got those two, and there's a real cool ability. It's like a shadow ability, where you could mount. You can like mount those guys. You can mount a carnivore.
You can ride them, and that's awesome.
Yeah, and I don't think there's been like any other game before, if I'm not mistaken. It might have been. I probably didn't play it, but that's like a first game where you could just like essentially teleport to something and just hop on top of it and start riding it around the world.
That was cool. Yeah, I really like that.
Yeah, awesome game. If you haven't played Shadow of Mordor, pick it up.
Thumbs up. Very, 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 very good game. It's easily, in my opinion, the best Lord of the Rings game.
Yeah, fantastic. All right, so moving on. I believe it's my number 2. Right, that was your number 3. So for number 2, this game for me, I enjoyed the hell out of it. It's a fantastic game. Almost get all the achievements in it, but there's just some achievement that I fucked up on my campaign, but this guy does not like it.
Nope, I already know what he's talking about.
Far Cry 4.
Nope.
That game is fantastic.
Nope.
He doesn't like it, but personally, I love that game. Here's why. If you ever played Far Cry 3, then you know what to expect from Far Cry 4. If you don't like Far Cry 3, you probably will not like Far Cry 4. To me, they're very similar games, and that's kind of the reason why he doesn't like it, because they're too similar, and the other people don't like it because it's too similar. And also, there's a lack of story that people complain about.
A huge lack of story. Huge.
I was fine with the story. I thought it wasn't anything impressive, nothing blew me out of the water. But then again, I wasn't expecting that out of Far Cry. I was expecting a world where I can go through and fucking shoot down eagles with bow and arrows. I can hunt some bears, I can hunt some rhinos, kill some Siberian tigers, fucking skin them, sell them, get big ass weapons, go fucking take over some fortresses, some outposts, drive around, swim in the water, fight some blackfish. I expected Far Cry.
Good, man. Sounds good.
And I enjoyed the hell out of it, and I got that out of Far Cry. I really,
I agree. I think that if you loved Far Cry 3, you're gonna love Far Cry 4 if you love Far Cry 3 for the exploration, for the gunplay, for the hunting, skinning, all the side. Like, it's still got some cool side missions. It's got cool side activities. It's a really, really, really fleshed out world. Like, I'll give Far Cry this. It's the best open world I've seen that year. Yeah, 2014. That was easily the best open world, because I remember I was at one part where there was, because it's an open world, you can go any way you want. And I remember I was stuck at a part because one path I took got me killed by bears, another path I took got me killed by rhinos, another path I got fucked up by an eagle. I didn't like that per se, but I understand why people do like that, because it's such a, you don't see what's coming. You know, so it does feel like a real life environment where you are not safe in.
Yeah.
And it's just, I mean, settings wise, it was awesome. It's great. Yeah. I understand why people love it.
Yeah. It's just a ton of fun. You know, just jumping off of radio towers and just using your wingsuit to fly. It's
a beautiful game. Not just graphics wise, but just art direction. You know, it's really a beautiful game.
And the first person aspect of it too is really well done. It's a really good shooter. You know, it feels just like, you know, any other Call of Duty, Titanfall, you play whatever, any first person Battlefield if you want. It's a good shooter. You know, it's not too laggy. It's not too little like delayed, choppy. It feels good when you're shooting a gun.
Yeah, it definitely feels like I have this problem with Call of Duty, but when you shoot a gun in Call of Duty, it's just kind of like you're using it to kill somebody and you're not admiring the gun itself. All the guns kind of sound the same, they kind of feel the same.
Right.
In Battlefield, you know the difference between a shotgun or a machine gun or this and that, not just by the looks, but because the sound design is just excellent, and the way that the guns fire, again, the sound design, I mean, it just sounds so nice. It sounds real. It sounds good. It sounds real good. And that's where they got, not got it from Battlefield, but that's where it reminded me of Battlefield a little bit, is because Battlefield's gun sound just perfect. It's spot on. You hear the echoes of shells. You hear
it's realistic. It doesn't really sound like it's a video game. They want to make it, sound and look as realistic as possible, which I think they really achieved.
But it's got that tightness of, say, a Call of Duty, where it's real
responsive.
Exactly, real responsive, and it's real easy to run around and shoot people. It's not sluggish.
Right. So again, if you haven't played Far Cry 4 and you played Far Cry 3, then it's essentially, I wouldn't say the same game. There's improvements. Obviously a different story, but story doesn't really mean much to a lot of people. They mean a lot to me, but I mean, yeah, if you haven't played Far Cry 4, pick it up. It's a real awesome game. Ton of fun. Hours upon hours of gameplay. And one thing I do want to touch up upon before we steer away from Far Cry 4 is the multiplayer. I did not play the multiplayer per se. But I heard
it was good though.
I played one match for an achievement, but I enjoyed it. A lot of people love it. A lot of people say that Far Cry multiplayer is surprisingly good.
They said that a lot of people are saying that, this is because I haven't played it because I don't care enough to play it. A lot of people are saying that it's really it's good. It kind of hit people. It was the surprise multiplayer of the year because it just, people weren't expecting the multiplayer to be that good.
Yeah, it was like, if I'm not mistaken, it was like one team is a bunch of hunters, and they have like bow and arrows, and they can send out animals. They have like rhinos, elephants, tigers, eagles, whatever they have. They're hunters. They have bow and arrow. They send out all the animals to fight the other team. Where the other team is equipped with a bunch of machinery and armory. They have guns. I believe like mounted vehicles and turrets and everything. Just the other team essentially has all the modern technology, while the other team has the wilderness, nature on their side.
Yep.
And heard it was really fun. Only played one match. I enjoyed it. So thumbs up for Far Cry for having good multiplayer. I was gonna say there's a map editing system that they implemented into it, and a lot of people I've seen them make some cool shit. It's a map editor. I don't know if you know too much about it, but
no, I'm not into it. After Halo 3, when I was younger, I mean that shit was cool, but I'm not into map editing so much because I'm not creative. I don't give a fuck.
Like I don't use it, myself either. But I think it's just real
But
cool.
it's great. I mean, exactly. It's as an addition to the game. It's a great addition. I mean, if you got a map editor, you're going a step in the right direction.
Right.
That's good. That's good. People love that shit.
Yeah, there's creative people, and they make some badass shit. Yeah. I don't know. That's just real neat that they added a map editor in there too.
He gives a thumbs up. I give a thumbs down. I did not like the game. I'll touch on that a little bit later. But so moving on, my number 2 would be. I think this is gonna surprise you. My number 2 is Dragon Age.
Wow,
Dragon Age is number 2 for me.
To be your number 1.
No, Dragon Age is number 2 for me.
Number
1's gonna surprise you. Number 1's gonna surprise you. You're not gonna see number 1.
All right, so.
Dragon Age. What can I say about Dragon Age? Dragon Age 1 was a fantastic game. Dragon Age 1 took place in. I don't even remember because there's so many places, so much lore in Dragon Age. But Dragon Age 1 was this big epic RPG about you are with the Grey Wardens, or you're not originally with the Grey Wardens. You join the Grey Wardens and you have to help stop the Blight. And while you're doing all that, you get these companions and you learn to love all of these companions. You can romance them. Just a really, really awesome, not innovative, but a really, really awesome, in-depth BioWare RPG. Same guys who brought you Mass Effect, a bunch of good games. But yeah, Dragon Age 1 was awesome. Now, I didn't play Dragon Age 1 when it first came out, I didn't play it. Yeah, I played Dragon Age 1 after I played Dragon Age 2. So Dragon Age 2 came out, I played Dragon Age 2, beat Dragon Age 2, then went back to play Dragon Age 1. And it has a weird history. Dragon Age 1 was this really, really good game that people really loved. And Dragon Age 2 is kind of the black sheep. It's kind of like, well, they tried something new and not a lot of people liked it. Right. But don't get me wrong, it's still a good game. But after going back and playing Dragon Age 1, I see why people dislike Dragon Age 2. Because Dragon Age 1, you have this, combat's not button mashy like Dragon Age 2. You're not spamming a button. And you have the tactical view in Dragon Age 1. So it's a lot more, not skill-based, because it still takes skill in Dragon Age 2, but it's a lot more thoughtful. It's a lot more tactical. Dragon Age 2, they kind of, not got rid of it, but it's a lot more button mashy. It's a lot more button mashy.
It's more emphasis on combat.
A lot more emphasis on combat. And also the story in Dragon Age 2 I thought was very, very lackluster compared to Dragon Age 1. I thought the companions, hated all of the companions, didn't understand why you had Anders, which was he was a gay wizard, and he was just always on you about being oppressed and being a wizard, and it was just like, dude, shut up. Like, it became to the point where you didn't like that character. Yeah. And that didn't happen in Dragon Age 1. I loved all the characters in Dragon Age 1. I loved all of them. I hated most of these characters in Dragon Age 2. I didn't like the pirate whore. I don't know what her name was, but she was fucking flirted with anything that moved. I mean, it was just, that was one of your romance options, and I didn't want to romance her because, she's a slut. Like, she's a pirate slut. Like, I don't want to fuck around with that.
So what did you like about Dragon Age Inquisition that was not into
So Dragon Age Inquisition is a perfect blend of both of those games. It keeps this open world of Dragon Age Origins, but also it takes the open world of Dragon Age Origins and the tactical combat and mixes it with Dragon Age 2, more button mashy combat, and I guess really just the combat of Dragon Age 2. Dragon Age 2 was a really not linear, but it was way more linear.
No, it didn't feel as much open world.
Exactly. This is Dragon Age Inquisition is way, 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 way open world with, tons of places to explore. Tons. Mm-hmm. There must be, I think, close to between 15 and 20 locations. Maybe more. I'm estimating. 15, 20 locations that you can explore, and each of these places are fully fleshed out places. Like, it's an open world. Each one of these places is its own little open world. And that's awesome. That's great. They nailed that. Every place has a dragon to kill, and that's badass. Those dragons are hard, but when you kill them, man, that's one of the best feelings in gaming. But, what else can I say, man? The story, I thought the story could have been better. I didn't like the main story as much as I thought I would because it was very... I don't know. I feel like since Mass Effect had Mass Effect 2, your guys were in danger of dying at the end of the game. They could have died. Mm-hmm. You made
a connection with.
They could have left. You really made a connection. And I did make a connection with my characters, but I never really felt like they were ever in danger. Mm-hmm. I felt like they would always be around. I felt like I didn't really have to worry about them, and I like that feeling from Mass Effect 2, where, I wanted to find out about all these characters and get down to the very, very deep, dark secrets of them, just because I wanted to keep them alive. I wanted to learn more about them. Right. And in Dragon Age Inquisition, while all these characters are awesome and you do want to learn about them, it also feels like there's not as much at stake, so you don't want to do their fetch quest missions. Right. Like, I know Varric he wants you to destroy, 12 red lyrium. And you're just like, I don't want to do that because it's kind of a chore. Yeah, it's kind of not fun.
Because you don't care much about the characters in that, in that world.
Not as much as like a Mass Effect or a Dragon Age Inquisition. I felt like, again, while there were good characters, I felt like they still weren't great characters. Like, I felt like there were no really great characters. Like Alistair from Dragon Age Origins was awesome. I loved Alistair. I wanted to find out every little thing about Alistair. I guess my favorite one from Dragon Age Inquisition would be Varric, but he's from Dragon Age 2, and he was the best one in Dragon Age 2. I feel like these new guys, like you have Solus kind of like an Anders, where he's kind of like an oppressed mage, where it's just kind of like, he's not mopey, but he's real, he's just very down about everything, about, you know, not
emo.
being a wizard, not emo necessarily, but like, I don't know, man, he's just not that he's not interesting, you just don't like hearing him complain about being a wizard and being oppressed and being an apostate, and it's just like I wanted him to have a little more depth than just, you know, I'm a wizard who's oppressed. I feel like that was his character, the oppressed wizard.
Yeah.
I feel like you could have switched him out with anybody and he still would have been the oppressed wizard, not just soulless, you know?
Yeah.
Soulless could have been switched out with anybody.
Didn't have any individuality within him. Just
Another
really.
I mean, he has some cool stuff which involves the Fade, and the Fade is I think it's an in-between realm between, you know, the normal reality and then the, like, spirit world, the demon world. And the Fade, he talks about that some, and you also do some cool stuff in the Fade, but it's really, you know, even then it's like, he's not a good character, and the rest of them, they're not. Oh, no, there is one character I do like, and he is a Kunari, and his name is, son of a bitch, what is his name? Ironhorn. I think it's Ironhorn. It's Iron Bull. No, it's Iron Bull. He's badass. But he's badass because he's meant to be badass. Like, that's it. Mm-hmm. He's just badass. And he was a character I really liked. But besides that, I didn't really like any of the characters. I didn't, you know, I enjoyed their company, but they weren't, you know, they didn't stand out to me. They were just along for the ride, you know?
Right. I can't touch up much upon it because I haven't played much of Dragon Age, and there's a reason why, because just like you said, there's hours upon hours upon hours of content in the game.
Hundreds of hours. Yeah, not hundreds, but like, you could probably get 150, 200 hours out of that game.
Yeah, so I'm saving that game for last for me to play. So right now I'm going through and I'm trying to beat as many games as I can, and trying to beat the stories of those games so I can get to Dragon Age and, you know, devote all my time to Dragon Age, because, you know, once I play a game, I really want to try to complete as much as possible. So when I get into Dragon Age, I want to do as much as possible, and I know it's gonna take up a lot of time, so just want to prepare myself for that. So yeah, but he loved it. It's his number 2 for a reason.
Thumbs
you know,
up. It's
fantastic
a great game. Great combat, great everything. You know, it's awesome. Little lackluster story, but besides that, I mean, it's an awesome game. And it's beautiful too. It's not gonna blow you away. No, it's not gonna blow you away aesthetically, like polish wise, but the artistic, you know, all the art directions. It's just really awesome. I really like the way that they, you know, did it.
Yeah, real nice looking, real good game. All right, so moving on to, I believe, my number 1, if I'm not mistaken. All right, my number 1. This is your number 3. Middle Earth Shadow of Mordor for me.
Oh wow, for number 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
We already talked about it, but yeah, that game's just fantastic. Got all the achievements for that game and loved it. Absolutely. It took me a while to play it, and when I first played it, I thought it was good. You know, I didn't have any problems with it. I just got distracted by, you know, other games, Alien Isolation, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Just got distracted by other games, but once I hopped back into Middle Earth Shadow of Mordor,
it's a great game, dude.
I felt
it's awesome.
I couldn't keep my hands off it, and this guy can attest for that. I was on it for like 3 days straight.
Yeah, I was trying to get you to fucking play it when it first came out, and you were just like, I got the other stuff to play.
Yeah, so just like I said, like when I get games before, you know, I try to complete those and then move on to the next game. But yeah, once I stepped into the world of Middle Earth, yeah, I couldn't put my hands off of it. It's just fantastic game. Really well polished. Can't say enough good things about it. No complaints from me on that game.
Thumbs up.
Fantastic number 1 game of the year 2014 for me.
All right, I guess it's my number 1.
Yeah. What you got?
Alien Isolation is my number 1.
Alien Isolation
is my number 1.
Wow.
Now,
that's a surprise.
There's a lot of, like you said, there's a lot of mixed things on this game, and I completely understand why. And I put it as my number 1 game of the year, not because it's the best story, not because it's the best at anything, but because I had the most fun playing that game this year. I had the most fun. I couldn't wait to play more Alien Isolation once I started playing it. You know, I played it a little bit, and I was like, okay, and I kind of put it down for a bit, and then I picked it back up again, and once I picked it up, man, it was every day for like 3-4 days just playing it. And it was just awesome. And, you know, it made the experience even better because I played it on the hardest difficulty. So every little thing I did mattered, you know, to how many med packs I had, to how many, you know, my steps, you know, when the alien was coming to get me, my save stations, everything really, really mattered because it was harder, and it was awesome. The alien becomes way more aggressive on a harder difficulty. And also there's androids in there you fight. They're called, I think they're called Average Joes. They're called the Average Joe androids. And they're a fucking bitch to kill. So, I mean, you can't you don't even fuck with them for the first, I don't know, 8, 9 chapters till there's a special gun you get in the game, which is badass. But that's what I really liked about the game. I feel like as you progress through the game, I feel like it kind of had a Metroid aspect where you got something that helped you just a little bit more.
Or like the flamethrower. When you get
the flamethrower, you feel like a fucking badass. Yeah. You feel like you have a chance against the alien. In the game, the tension doesn't let up, but suddenly you're going with the mindset of, I can now defend myself. Where the alien at, bitch? Like, you want to kill it, and you want to fight it.
Yeah, 'cause before the flamethrower, you're essentially hiding every time from the alien.
Every time.
Hoping he doesn't
see
everywhere. If you see him turn the corner and he's right there, you run away or try to silently sneak away and hide in a locker, hoping he doesn't see you and kill you. But once you get that flamethrower, it's a game changer.
It's a game changer. And you can't kill the alien per se, but you can scare it off.
Exactly. And that does a lot, because, when he's charging at you full speed, if you don't have a flamethrower equipped, you are fucked.
Yeah.
You're not escaping that alien's path. So what the flamethrower does, you shoot him and, he catches on fire, gets scared, runs way up in a fucking vent, and, leaves you alone for a little bit. Doesn't permanently go away, comes back, but...
Probably 15, 20... You probably got 15, 20 seconds to find somewhere else to hide.
Yeah, it gives you enough time to, get to a safe place and hide from the alien.
Yeah. And it's just, I also think that this game has one of the best levels I have ever played in my life. I think that it has one of the most scary levels I've ever played in my life. And I don't want to discuss it because I'd be ruining it, but it's a little bit towards the end of the game. Not towards the end, but it's at like the third quarter. And it's just a great, great, great level. I mean, scary, tense. You feel afraid. Even though you have the flamethrower at that point, you're scared. You're really scared. Yeah. I actually had a Turtle Beach to play it with, and I couldn't play that part of the Turtle Beach just because every little sound, I almost shit my pants. It was it was a great, great, great game.
Really intense. There's one complaint I do have about that game. Well, probably two, actually. This is a complaint a lot of people had also. A little too lengthy. It's a little bit too, I felt, a little too lengthy. But it also depends how quick you finish it, because you are going to die a lot.
You're going to die a lot.
Which then again depends on difficulty you're playing on. Which him and I, we tend to play games on the hardest difficulty. Mainly for, achievements or for you PlayStation users trophies.
Completionist bitch.
Yeah, so when you play on hard difficulty for this game, it makes the alien so much more intelligent, and his senses are so much more keen.
Yeah, and it's
which makes it more difficult, because you have to be extra quiet, you have to be extra stealthy, and just extra careful throughout the whole entire game of wherever you go, because this alien is smart as shit. He is, one intelligent motherfucking.
And we did touch on that when it was your number 4, right?
Yeah, number 4.
Number 4, and we did touch on how smart he was. Yeah. But on the hardest difficulty, it's just, you literally have to go out and die, just to plan your path through where you're trying to get to. Because you have to figure out, what is the best way
to go about the situation.
Because he's completely unscripted. So you got to figure out where the nearest hiding points are, where the fastest place you can get away from the alien, And vents, oh my god, vents in that game. They seem like a godsend. You love vents. That alien came in the vent and must have killed me 10, 15 times.
It's interesting you brought that up. I never encountered that throughout my playthrough, and you're not the only person. Like I've watched videos online, and people they've encountered that too. The alien is in the ventilation system; it comes up and kills them.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I was still terrified because I knew that was a possibility, but it never happened to me. Thank God.
Happened to me a bunch. Unfortunately, fucking killed me and made me very, very upset.
Yeah, just like you said, once you die in the game, it's a real pain in the ass because you have to go back to your save station or your last manually save, no automatic save point.
But for me personally, because I personally like hard games, like I love Dark Souls. I love hard games that punish you. That really, really punish you. Just because, I don't know, I feel like the stakes are so much higher, so you get so much more of a high, per se, off of the game. And, what's your second complaint?
My second complaint, so my first complaint was a little too much lengthy.
Okay.
But the second complaint that I had, which I'm pretty sure anybody who's played it and beaten it will agree with me upon, the ending of the game was...
Yeah, that, I do have a problem with the...